As the USC Pro Day fast approaches, it seems to be a clear path for Caleb Williams to be the number one pick in the 2024 draft. We'll talk about that and much more on the morning edition of the Student Body Right USC podcast. Good morning, children fans. Student Body Right USC podcast here. Dwayne Douglas here. Just give me a little more morning update on some things going on and try to do this every day, but I've been slacking. No question about it. But I want to get a Raiders show, USC show out every morning. So let's just start here with the USC situation here. So the Bears, they did what we all thought they were going to do. They're not going to pass on Caleb Williams. They traded Justin Fields to the Steelers, and now Caleb Williams with his pro day looming coming up here in a couple of days here out in Los Angeles. He will be showcasing his talents for all the scouts and for all the teams who want to show up. But for the most part, I think it's just to kind of reiterate everything that we know about Caleb Williams: the arm strength, the ball placement, the touch, his how fast he runs in the 40, all those things like that. We know what he does, and we know all the things that he can do. So it's interesting to see what the Bears kind of do in this situation. The Bears have kind of set him up for a success. I mean, they have DJ Moore, they got Keenan Allen. They could take another receiver in this draft. They can go a lot of different ways with that ninth pick. They have the number one pick and the number one pick and the ninth pick in the draft overall. So a lot of options there for them that's help improve their football team. Offensive line is coming along as well. They have a good play caller there in Shane Waldron. So it's a good spot right now. So he has a chance to really take the Bears have struggled to have a quarterback. Period. I don't think they have a quarterback who threw for 30 touchdowns yet in their history. I don't think they have a quarterback who threw for 4,000 yards yet in their history. So it's been slim pickings out there. When Rex Grossman is the best quarterback you've had in the last 15, 20 years, took it to a Super Bowl, him and Devin Hester. That's not good. So they do have they have a path to success there, and obviously everybody at USC and every Trojan fan wishes the best for Caleb Williams and his family and this whole thing going forward. Don't forget our breakdown of him will be coming up on the Signal Call over myself and Saul Lopez. So you want to check that out. People have some questions, so we'll get to those questions right now. Sarah out there in Los Angeles wants to know, what do you think the biggest adjustment Caleb Williams will have to go into the NFL? I think the biggest adjustment, without giving away too much from the kind of the breakdown show that we're going to have with him, is just there was a video on USC's Instagram where he showed himself. They showed him and some of the great plays he made, and then you could just see the joy in his face making fantastic plays. Can he just have the same joy in just checking that ball down to the running back? Can he have that same joy? Just throwing the ball, it's getting a 7-yard completion on a 3rd and 6 to keep the chains moving. Because sometimes in the NFL they're gonna do this whole too high safety thing, and they're not going to allow you to do that. They're not going to allow you to go down the field. They're going to do everything they can to keep the play in front of you. So can he be patient in those moments and not kind of run backwards or run laterally and get sacked or all those things like that? Because he is built very thickly, but the last thing you want is to have get injured or take too many hits as a quarterback. You just don't want to take a whole lot of hits. But I think that's the biggest thing, is just take those plays. Obviously execute those big plays when they're there, but when the simple play is there, just take it. Just take it. I work with some hitters as far as hitting goes, and there's times when the pitcher's wild. Don't expand the strike zone. Take the walk. Take the walk. All base percentage is a thing. So take those first downs when you have the opportunity to do that as well. Another question is, who I think is going to be one of the better players in this draft besides Caleb Williams for USC. Leave a name next time. We love questions, but leave a name. Marshawn Lloyd comes to mind. I think Brendan Rice comes to mind. Kalen Bullock obviously is definitely a guy who could come to mind. But I think the running back, he's going to get the most touches, and he probably gets the most touches. He ran a great 40 time. The only thing that is issue with him is just the ability to hold on to the football. If he holds on to the football, the sky's the limit for Marshawn Lloyd. Get him behind a good line. He can run power. He can run. They can run power. He can run. He can run zone. He can do all those things. So I think he would be the guy who I'd be looking at as well. For next year, Brett wants to know about next year. Let me see what the question is here. Wants to know next year who would be guys who you would love to see be a breakout player for USC. I would love to see somebody on the defensive side become a breakout player for USC next year. A breakout player for USC next year, bringing a defensive player. That would be great. And it could be two of the defensive backs from UCLA who transferred with Danton Lynn. It could be Barry Alexander just kind of solidifying himself as one of the top defensive linemen in all of football. He's been all over the place, but I kind of want to see somebody on the defensive side. Eric Gentry comes to mind because I think that the talent is there. You just got to find out the best way to use his talent and his frame. I know he put on a lot of weight, put on a lot of muscle as well too. So I think USC fans are excited about that as well. So I think those are the guys. I think those are guys I would look at as well. So keep the questions coming in the bio. Got a text line. You got text line. You also got you can DM the show. DMs are all open. I don't close those things. So you could definitely come in, bring whatever questions you have for myself on the Student Body Rights USC podcast. Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive linemen in the history of National Football League. I never thought I'd see a guy who is as dominant as Reggie White, but he was as dominant as Reggie White was. It's funny how they both kind of left the game with the one championship. And he retired after 10 years with the Rams, played with one team. Good for him. He has a great relationship with Eric Henderson. And if he would like to bring his best defensive player of his generation into USC and be a coach or mentor some of these defensive linemen and like be a resource for the Trojans, I think that's fantastic. I think if they want to do that, that would be fantastic if they could do that. So that would be really cool if they would be able to do that. Bring him in. I'm sure he can add something to it, add something to the table. And then just if you're a Bear Alexander, you're one of these defensive linemen, just a wealth of knowledge would come from having Aaron Donald around the USC campus and the USC defensive room. So spring break coming up for USC. After that, it'll be full bore as far as the spring practices and everything like that. Spring game coming up as well. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And for right now, we're going to say goodbye for the Student Body Right USC podcast, the morning edition. Good morning for Trojan fans. We're going to try to hit these off every day. Give you some little news and notes about the Trojans. Also, good luck to the Lady Trojans as they go to the NCAA tournament, all the things like that. So, as always, fight on.
Hero play. 4-6. To sheer joy.
Jiminy.
Austin Jones in the backfield, and here goes Caleb Williams. Go deep, young man, and why not? Touchdown, Brendan Rice.
Jiminy.
keeper. Williams running for his life, fires to the end zone, jump ball, touchdown, Rice, open that time. Unorthodox, but deadly. Play was blown up because of Tooley. 4th and 1.
3rd down and 10 with USC trailing 14-0. Williams, deep shot, receiving, it's caught. Brendan Rice into the end zone for a touchdown. A moon ball.
The ball, he's not been targeted yet. And Caleb is looking for just about anybody. This is where he really is devastating when he starts becoming a maestro. Look out, there it is, touchdown. Dorian Singer. Williams, plenty of time, now he's running out. Wow. Now he sees green grass, and the corner busted coverage, touchdown. Brandon